Disclaimer, I do not condone the act of sneaking past security. If it says do not enter or employees only, do not enter because employees only. That being said, this is the story about the time I snuck past security at Universal Studios. If you don't know me, I am an actor in the Florida area, and this was my first time auditioning for a show at Universal Studios Orlando. And if you're auditioning there, they tell you to go to the Human Resources building where they host the auditions. This is my first time there, so I park. It doesn't look like the building is open. I think the windows are tinted. But I do see people dressed in audition clothing walking towards the right side of the building. So, me being my first time there, I think, oh, let me follow those guys. They probably know where to go. So I follow them, and they lead me to this metal detector area. There's like metal detectors, security guards. Makes sense because it's Universal Studios. They have metal detectors everywhere. So I go through, everything's fine. Then after the metal detectors, I see another security guard talking to another lady in front of me. The lady hands him a, look at that car go by, look at that car go by. The lady hands the security guard apparently an employee ID. I didn't know what it was at the time. So me trying to be polite, I go, oh, let me sneak around them. I don't want to interrupt what they're talking about. It looks important. So I scooted around past them. I walked into the building. Someone else let me in, and I go into the building, walk down the hall. I turn the corner, and I see a full wall of cleaned uniforms used all throughout the park. And I've worked in theme parks long enough to know that that is not supposed to be open to the public. So that's when I realized that, oh crap, I am not supposed to be here. I accidentally snuck into an employee area. So after I realized that, I turned around and I started walking outside again. But before I reached the door that I came in on, I stopped. I realized 4 things. Number 1, no one knows I'm here. Number 2, if they do know I'm here, they think I'm an employee. Number 3, I came without my headshot or resume, which is really bad for an actor. I was running late, so I completely forgot to bring them. 4, there are computers and printers right along the hallway. So I decided, why not pretend to be an employee for 3 seconds? I walk up to the nearest counter with an employee there, and I say, hey, I really need to print something. Can I use the printer? He goes, yeah, sure, just go on the computer. I walk to the computer, and this is something that's kind of scary about the employee area.
Hey, this is me editing. I should also say that the information I'm giving you, you should not use against Universal Studios. I'm just saying that because I think that is actually a problem. So hopefully they can fix it. Back to the video.
None of the computers have an employee username or login necessary. I didn't have to input anything. I just went on the computer, went onto my Gmail, and printed out my headshot and resume. Again, no login for the printer either. And just walked out. I snuck past security, I posed as an employee, and I used the computer and printer without permission, well, with permission, but kind of with permission, and walked out. And when I walked out, I passed by the same security guard that I snuck past, and I told him the whole story. I told him everything that happened, so I didn't want to get into too much trouble. And he looked at me and he goes, how did you get in? And I said, I don't know, I just walked. I just walked right in and no one stopped me. And he asked me, was I the security guard that you walked past? And I said, yeah, you were right there, you were talking to someone, I think. And he goes, yeah, well, you're not supposed to go anywhere near that. And I'm like, yeah, I've worked in theme parks, I know you're not supposed to be there. And he got a good chuckle out of it, but it was kind of scary to know that it's not that difficult to sneak past accidentally. Again, I don't condone it. I'm just sharing a story that happened recently. That's my story about the time I snuck past security at Universal Studios. Don't worry, the regular episode of ReThought Park is coming next week. I just thought I'd really quickly share this really funny story that happened about sneaking into the employee area at a theme park. I don't think many people can say that. Well, anyways, thank you for watching. Ride on.